Right, with the whole FOMC thing behind us, not so good, not so bad, depending on who you are and your point of view. Cuts coming in, whatever. We can put all that stuff behind us for now and continue the massive move up. XRP looking good today. Some good news for XRP, of course, which I'm going to be talking about in a minute. But most cryptos are green today, man. Look at the red ones on the corner there. Very few of them, but the vast majority of them are in fact green, with Pengu, MYX, and ETH being the winners of the day. XRP is sitting. Where's XRP? Always hiding from me. Where are you? XRP, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? There it is. XRP sitting there, hiding behind the bigger guys. But I'm expecting a bigger XRP bubble anytime this week. So stay tuned for that. Today is an exciting day for XRP. When the United States wakes up, I believe we're going to be seeing some trading, spot ETF. Now, this is the thing about the spot ETF. It makes me kind of wonder why other companies didn't go this way, didn't use this method. Is there something that I'm missing about this XRP spot ETF? Now, there's a nuance to it. It's not a 100% XRP to XRP holding. Now, in other parts of the world, ETFs are fully backed by the underlying token or underlying products, right? So whoever is offering the ETF has to seed that ETF pretty much one-to-one with the actual product or actual instrument in real life. But in the United States, a lot of the so-called ETFs are indirect. So they're backed by cash equivalents, treasuries, other things, and other combinations of, derivatives of products. But in this case, it's a 70% direct holding. I wonder if that's why the approval went through so smoothly and so quickly and doesn't need to wait for any more of the SEC stuff that everybody else is waiting for, and not getting their ETFs kicked down the line. So this one has a 70% holding in direct XRP, as you can see, which is a good chunk. And then you have 10% in derivatives and related ETFs. I've always wondered what ETFs are related to XRP ETF or related to XRP. Maybe that just means in crypto. And in the grand scheme of things in the financial industry, then any crypto is quote unquote related to XRP because it's in the same genre, in the same sector, which would be cryptocurrencies, right? So, which explains why the Doge one is kind of being sort of married to this in a way. Like everywhere you see them talk about this XRPR, which is the ticker for this ETF, you always hear them talk also about the Doge ETF. And then, of course, you have the 20% in the treasuries and cash, which I suspect might be what the SEC is happy about and why everything went through smoothly. Apparently, though, there is a law from the 1940s, is it? What is it called? There's a different legislation that allows them to do this. All right, here it is. It uses the Investment Company Act of 1940 framework, which allows quicker market entry under certain conditions. So I suppose those conditions aren't met with, say, the Fidelity, BlackRock, whoever else is filing for an XRP ETF. Or perhaps those companies are just not ready to do it yet, But we shall see whether or not, the influx we're going to see is going to be anywhere near if, say, for instance, the Grayscale one had been converted or something like a Fidelity or JP Morgan kind of level company were to be offering this ETF. Because also, apart from the ETF instrument themselves, the company offering the ETF also plays a decent role in the kind of influx that we get. So we shall see. This is REX shares. They seem to specialize in these sort of odd financial instruments. They, tweeted this out on X, launching tomorrow. This was yesterday, by the way. REX-Osprey XRPR. Okay, and then you have a lot of people responding to it. You can see there's quite a few comments there. And like I said before, this Doge one, REX-Osprey Doge ETF, seems to be sort of married to it. Even if you go to their website where, it explains what this actually is. I'll leave all these links in the description, by the way. And if you go to look at more information, say, for instance, you look at a prospectus of fact sheet, lots of information, by the way, you can see the Doge one is married to it again. So it's like a joint project of some kind in terms of the way they've marketed it, the documentation, the presentation, and the way they talk about it on social media. Here's a fact sheet as well. Lots of information there. Okay, I kind of like the presentation of this stuff. It gives me a nice a feeling in my stomach, even though that has nothing to do with the quality of the product itself. So mildly optimistic. It's a step in the right direction. A lot of people are saying that this is going to be an explosion, and then if an explosion doesn't happen, then people are going to get disappointed. I feel like this is a step in the right direction, and it shows that the ETFs from the big guys are coming. They're just probably just ironing out some kinks, or, you know, whatever. The wheels of regulations are moving slowly, just like those of justice. So, yeah, all in all, everything looks really nice. Looks like we're about to do some good pumps. And then, of course, we can't forget Bitcoin. The market cap of crypto now is $4.1 trillion, which is massive. I always like to see it over $4 trillion. Bitcoin itself coming back nicely, 117,288 at the point of making this video. You can see that the positivity is returning as well, with greed and fear index tending towards greed. We're still in neutral, but it's starting to tend towards greed. I expect that to enter greed by tomorrow or the following day. Solana, another big winner, having done 10% in the last week or so, has returned to pumping. So congratulations to those who hold Solana. There are some projects that are pumping Solana at the moment, and the whales are stacking up as usual. It's usually the projects inside Solana, i.e., you know, memes, whatever else. Like, remember what Bunk did for Solana and the Saga phone did for Solana? That is sort of Solana's thing. It's the projects that are running on Solana that usually pump that product, because people need Solana in order to invest in those products. So shout out to Solana, starting to come back pretty hard too. Chainlink is down lower than I expected, even though it's starting to come back as well, but it did fall a little bit further than the rest for whatever reason. Again, Chainlink is such a beautiful product. It's so solid, so reliable, so needed by everyone, that people often forget that it is a big backbone of this whole thing. But you can't go wrong with Chainlink. And as we go forward, I expect to see and hear more about Chainlink from other projects, especially now with tokenization being more and more in the limelight. Talking about tokenization, on DOJE, again, also start to make a little bit of a comeback at 4% in the last day or so. Happy days ahead, no financial advice.